It's been 6 years since the release of the Tarmac SL7.
And with Specialized being on different iterations of the SL8 and a rumored SL9 coming up at the Tour de France possibly, I want to go over, is the SL7 still relevant?
I personally have a Tarmac SL7 and I do not want to upgrade, and I'm going to try to explain in this video why I think upgrading is kind of a waste of money.
So let's get right into it, highlighting the differences between the S-Works version of the SL7 frame and the Tarmac SL8 frame. Here is my comparison table between the S-Works version of the SL7 and the SL8. First off, starting with frame weight, a very important factor when deciding which frame to choose. The Tarmac SL7 weighs 800 grams, while the Tarmac SL8 weighs 115 grams lighter. Next comparison, over a 40-kilometer course, the Tarmac SL7 achieved a time of 53 minutes 20 seconds, while the S-Works Tarmac SL8 went 16.6 seconds faster. And finally, the official stated tire clearance on both of these is 32 millimeters, but as Dylan Johnson says, you can always fit a little more.
So is the Tarmac SL8 objectively a faster frame? Yes, I will say that.
However, with all the hype surrounding the SL8 and the possible SL9, prices from the SL7 have fallen dramatically, especially on the secondhand bike market, which is how I got my Tarmac SL7.
There's a little secret that Specialized doesn't want you to know, and I'm going to blow the lid off, and that is the handlebars of the bike. And the aero bars more specifically.
The word on the street, and that I believe, is the frame is not doing the heavy lifting in making up those 16 seconds over that test. It's the aero bars.
And Specialized was so kind as to make the SL8 Roval Rapide handlebars compatible with the SL7.
So that's exactly what I did. I only upgraded the handlebars. So where am I going with this? Well, I think in 2026, the real pro move isn't buying a new frame, it's optimizing the one you have. Put the SL8 bars on the SL7 and you basically have a new bike.
As the prices of new models continue to increase, the prices of older models that basically are very competitive, if not close to the same, continue to drop in price.
Right now, a brand new S-Works Tarmac SL8 will set you back about $13,000, while an S-Works Tarmac SL7 on the used market could be about nearly half the price of that.
This isn't just Specialized though, I think it's the entire cycling industry, where we always want the new, fastest, best thing. However, sometimes what really is the fastest thing and what makes the most sense is in front of us the whole time.
Also, not to mention, the SL7 and the SL8 share identical geometry. The stack, the reach, the handling are all the same.
So if you ask me, Leo, which is faster, the SL7 or the SL8? I will tell you, the SL8 is faster, but not by much.
So is the Tarmac SL7 still relevant in 2026? I would say yes. The SL7 is absolutely relevant in 2026. The SL8 is objectively a masterpiece. It's lighter, technically faster, and it's what the pros use in world tours. However, when you start to factor in the marginal aero gains mostly come from the handlebars and a used market price that is literally half of the new model, the SL7 isn't just relevant. I would say it's the benchmark for a rider like myself.
This lesson definitely extends to all bike manufacturers, Canyon, Pinarello, Trek, it doesn't matter. As they continue to come out with newer models, the older versions will continue to go down in price, and as I've kind of shown in this video, they are just as good speed-wise as their latest products.
What I believe the truth to be is that brands are running out of ways to make bikes faster. Hence, it's harder to continuously sell you on a new bike every couple of years.
I'm going to be sticking with my SL7 frame, and I'm not going to be upgrading anytime soon. Anyway, if you found anything in this video helpful, or you liked it or watched all the way to the end, please like and subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. And thank you all. See you in the next one.